Hello, hello, hello. Who have we got out there so far? Russ is here. You just got home enjoying some pizza on a cold rain, snow mixed day here in New Jersey. Iron Chef snow on now. Lobster. What? What? Mixed with crab break. Nice. Sounds nice. Sounds nice, Russ. We've got Danny Boy. What a great show last night, wasn't it? Wasn't it? And we're going to have some guests coming up shortly that were on the show, at the show last night. And we're all going to have a little bit of a natter about that as well. MBT is here. She's going to be coming up very soon. And we've got, what's Danny saying? Hi, Tone. Great show last night. Experience of a lifetime. I was the tall, ugly. That was you. That was you. Not that I'm not saying that you're ugly, but you were very, very tall. Very tall. I've just done my review video. It's not posted yet, but I've mentioned you in the video that we were kind of going in opposite directions, and someone smiled and waved and said hello, and I didn't know who they were, because you know what I look like. I don't know what you look like, and so you get mentioned in the video. That'll be posted tomorrow. So thanks for saying hi. I'm saying hi back now. Hi, Dave. Nice to have you here. John's here. Uncle Paul's here. Hi, Uncle Paul. Nice to see you, mate. Tom Liverani's here. Hi, Tom. Enjoyed your video from Liv. Yeah, wasn't it fun? It was fun, wasn't it? ADJ Green. Good day, Tone. You're from Australia, I presume. The MVP is here. Hi, Heidi. Hope you are starting to feel better now. And we're missing you so much. What a few days we had. It was brilliant. Andrew says, good evening. Hi, Andrew. Ted says he enjoyed the Liverpool video. Gavin, Axeman Spins. Gavin's got a channel. If you don't know Gavin, he does all sorts of stuff. He does some Beatles stuff, but he's into other music as well. He's got a great channel. He's just started up. Give him some support. Go over to his channel. Support him. He's a great guy from the Midlands here in England. Neil says, hi, Neil from Aberdeen. And we've got Phil here. Good morning, Tone from Adelaide, Australia. That's another Australian on as well. Who else have we got? Welcome, Phil. Heidi says, Phil, 100% Ben. I miss you and Mrs. Beatley. I love you both so much. We love you. Mwah. As if we've known each other forever. Absolutely. It was only a few days. But it was just so fantastic. Really brilliant. Really brilliant. Susan says, hi from Maine. Hi, Susan Gagney from Maine. MBT says, we miss you too, Heidi. Gas, thanks, Tone. Checks it in the post. Another Victorian. Yeah, we got three. I think we've got three Aussies on now. Rory says, hi, Tone. Gwyn from the Revolver Beatles channel, another new channel on the scene, and a good channel as well. Please check out the Revolver Beatles channel. I think this channel is going to grow. It's going to grow. So hi, Glyn. Is it Glyn or Gwyn? I can't remember. Gwyn, I think it's Gwyn, isn't it? Heidi didn't know that Susan lived in Maine. We're going to bring up some guests in a minute because they're kind of waiting backstage. The way that we're going to do this tonight is we're going to kind of get some people up that have been to the recent Paul McCartney gigs, and we'll get them to talk about the gigs and stuff. And there might be a few people coming on later on. I don't want to ignore everything that is coming up in the comments. So we're going to try and mix it up and talk about the gig, and then we'll talk about anything else that you guys want to talk about that are not not to do with the gig. And so I want to keep because I've seen sometimes when you have guests on that the people in the comments gallery they don't get their comments listened to or read. And going to try my very best not to do that, but I do want to bring some guests up. So I will be keeping an eye on the comments, and we'll kind of flip between, or we'll do a bit about the gigs first, and then we'll talk about the other stuff as well. So just keep your comments coming, and we'll try and deal with it sensibly. Russ, the penny has dropped. MBT, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Russ is a little slow sometimes. Hi, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Glad you keeping him in line. Well, you can ask her yourself soon, because she is going to come up now, I think. And there she is. It's Mrs. Beatley Tone. It's Mrs. Beatley Tone. And I'm also going to bring up Nick Syra, who's from Kansas City, but is currently in the UK. Be going home very soon. He was he'll tell you in a minute. Let's get Nick up as well. Hello, Nick.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing all right.
Hi.
Welcome to the live stream, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Come on, tell us.
Hello.
What did you think of the gigs? The gig. We only went to one of the gig.
The gig was amazing. We just had the most fantastic time. I don't even know where to begin. The whole gig from beginning to end was fantastic. Paul was just amazing. His voice was superb. The band was superb. Wonderful to see Ringo. Brilliant to spend it with such a fantastic group of people. We just had such a ball last night. I'm still on a high. It was an amazing evening.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, it was just fantastic, wasn't it? Just fantastic. And we got Ringo, and that was brilliant. Nick, I'll come to you in a second, but I've just seen a comment that I need to answer. This is the Drag Guru says, "Hi Tone, I saw you on the big screen last night. Am I right?" Is he right, Mrs. Beatley Tone?
Yeah, yes, we were on the screen.
We were on the screen when they did the Oh Bloody, Oh Bloody. They kind of, he kind of wanted to get everyone singing, and they kind of sent the cameras on a big boom, like across the sort of the first few rows of the arena, and to our horror, there we were on the big screen. Which it wasn't that pleasant for everyone else, but we kind of got a kick out of it. So that was good. Nick, you went to 3 of the 4 gigs in the UK, 2 in Manchester, 1 in London. Tell us your thoughts.
Well, just on that Obla moment with you and Mrs. Beatley Tone on there, that was so fun because it started really close on you and it pulled out slowly. It just went on, just like for seconds and seconds. It wasn't just like a quick.
I know they clearly didn't want to get a close up of my fizzog, did they? So it was that was a weird one. So what your overall thoughts though?
Well, I mean,
I know what your overall thoughts are, but tell everyone.
How can you beat last night? It was just an incredible. I thought the first Manchester one was extremely strong as well, and the second Manchester one was really, really, really good. But last night, oh my gosh, it was firing on all cylinders. Everything was just fantastic. And then we got those 3 surprises. We got, Ronnie Wood came out and played on Get Back. I think John played that solo, didn't he, originally? And I think Ronnie did it last night. And then we got the Hofner from 61. And then we got Ringo. I mean, who could want for more? Fantastic. I mean,
that was like the icing on the cake. It was the icing on the cake.
There's
wasn't
not that
it?
many people who can say they've been in the same room as two Beatles.
Yeah,
I don't think.
No.
And we were all there.
yeah.
It's
Not many
amazing.
people. Not many people that can say they were in the room as two Beatles twice.
I know you.
And that was me. Because Ringo came on with George at the Albert Hall, 1992. But there is someone else that can say that they've been in the same room as two Beatles twice, and that is my sister, because she came with us last night, and she came with me in 1992 to see George. So we're going to bring her up now.
Yay.
Hi, Tone.
Hi.
Kim, Nick.
Hey, good to see you.
It's Beatley Tone, Skin and Blister.
Yes.
For those of you outside of London, Skin and Blister is Cockney rhyming slang for sister.
Look,
There
still
you
got
go.
the wristbands on.
Oh no, I had to take mine off. So, come on then. Let's have your thoughts on the gig.
It's probably one of the best days I've had for a very, very long time. It was absolutely brilliant from start to finish. Just walking into the O2 and all those amazing posters all along the walls, and the sound check was brilliant. I've never been to a sound check before, so that was just, oh my God, it was just amazing. And then when we walked into the gig and I saw, how close we were. What was we? Was we were about 6 rows from the front of the stage, something like that.
Row six.
Yeah. And then there was a woman in front, a couple of rows in front, that Kim and I spotted, who was like looking to her right and filming something. We're going, what's she filming? And then suddenly the sort of that half of the stadium arena erupted, and then we saw that it was Ringo sitting not that far away from us, was he really?
Not really, just a few meters away.
Meters away. Yeah, so it was brilliant. But the actual gig itself, I thought he sounded brilliant, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a fan. I really did think his voice was on form last night. Obviously, I haven't been to the other gigs in Manchester or the one on Wednesday night to compare. But I thought his voice was excellent. I thought he really, he was on form. He was just on form. Music was brilliant. The effects were brilliant. It just was such a great evening. And I'll tell you what else I thought was really lovely was the fact that they were all sitting together. Ringo, Barbara, Olivia, it kind of
Mary,
James.
Mary McCartney.
James.
It kind of just blows all these people that moan on about, they all, they don't get on, and Ringo doesn't like Paul, and George didn't like Paul, all this BS. It kind of just blows it all out the water, really. And as Kim spotted, when Paul did something, she saw Mary put her arms around Olivia and give her a cuddle. I think she was sitting behind her, wasn't she? Yeah, and she cuddled her. And, you don't do that if there's like animosity going on between people. Well, they wouldn't even bother turning up for it, would they? You know? No. And I don't know, it just was really lovely to see that after all these years, I think they're all still really quite close as a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, following on from that, I don't know if you noticed this during Here Today. I mean, I'd seen the show 3 times from 3 different perspectives. One right up the front, one halfway back, and one a bit further back again. And, he did Here Today in Manchester. It went fine. Went Here Today in Manchester. Second time went fine. But last night, he was so emotional. I wondered if it's because Ringo was in the room as well, or something was affecting him much more.
Maybe.
He could hardly sing it. I mean, he managed to get through it, but he had little pauses here and there. I could tell he was just
he did.
It
was really powerful.
I've seen him get emotional when doing that as well. But that was a perfect bit of song sequencing, wasn't it? By having Here Today followed by Now and Then. You guys, you'll see in the video that Now and Then for us wasn't quite what it should be. I won't say any more than that for now. But just explaining the sort of the Ringo situation. So we were 6 rows from the front, and Ringo, and we were quite near the end of our row. So if you imagine the stage, we're kind of level with where sort of where Brian Ray stands, and where Paul when he jumps on the grand piano. We're kind of around there, so we're quite near the end of our row, and Ringo and his entourage are kind of just along the side, but just a few rows back, so we could see them quite clearly. And when they came and sat down just before the gig started, and there was suddenly this great big swell of cheering from the crowd, and we're all looking around. What's everyone cheering at? And we can see that Ringo has just taken his seat. And I think, at this stage, we didn't know that he was going to come on. For all we'd heard that he was in London. It was rumoured that he was in London, and but we didn't know if he was still in London, because he was there last week to do promotion for his new album. We didn't know if he was still there. And then once we saw him that he was actually there, we still didn't know at that stage whether he was just there to watch the show or whether he was actually going to take part. So it was a real bonus. Just hold your thoughts, everyone. I just want to take a few comments from the gallery, because I don't want to ignore them while we all just have a chat. Right. So Doc Docus is here. Hi, so have you heard Slade? Have I heard it? I heard it in November, mate. Heard it in November. What does Heidi say? I'm so happy you got to see it. I know, it's brilliant. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. Beatle Dave. Now, is this the real Beatle Dave? This is the question. Is it the real Beatle Dave? Happy Christmas, Tone. All the best for 2025. If you're the real Beatle Dave, then I wish you and Sue exactly the same, mate. Phil says he's really enjoying the US box set. That's good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. Uncle Paul's Beatles Pop Playhouse says, hello, everyone. Love from the Playhouse. Uncle Paul's got a channel. If you want to check him out, again, another new channel that I've discovered this year. Very good. Go and have a look at Uncle Paul's channel. People saying Merry Christmas to Beatle Dave. The MVP is saying, yeah, me too. Me too. The MVP is also saying, Nick. And Andy's going to be joining us very shortly as well. We hear that he's got a little bit of snow. Well, like Russ said, because Andy's in New Jersey as well, a bit of snow, so he's gone out to get provisions. Be with us lately. Danny
snow last night.
Sorry, what was that?
We had a bit of snow last night, didn't we?
Oh yeah,
we did loads of snow
during wonderful Christmas time. We did, yeah.
I nearly got snowed in to the O2.
Danny says to Nick, "I'm wearing the same T-shirt right now."
Oh, cool.
Tom says, "Mrs. Beatley Tone and Nick, good evening." Mr. Mole, hi. So you found out how to get on, haven't you? Merry Christmas to you and the missus. Glad you enjoyed the show. Thank you. Lucinda said, went to the Wednesday O2 gig. Great. Luciana and Ian Derbyshire. Ian is the author of Macca in the Long Noughties. He emailed me this morning. I will get back to Ian later for sure. Claire says, hi, Mrs. Beatley Tone. Spring Hill Jim says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Jim. Martin says, glad you had a good one, Tone. Highlights looked amazing. It was fantastic. It was fantastic. Susan is just having a little chat with Heidi. It's Dino V. We met Dino V last night. Dino.
I had 2 hours with Dino. We were sitting across
We
the
all
table.
met Dino. He had a pink bobble hat on. I was going to go, but tickets are expensive. He can't sing, so I watched the EastEnders on catch up. Fair enough, Dino. Dino, if you want to come up, drop me a message and I'll send you a link. But it was great. It was great to meet Dino last night. I did a little video for his daughter that he asked me to do, and lovely bloke, Dino. Mad as a lorry full of monkeys, but lovely bloke. Martin said, "Wonderful Christmas time has grown on me over time. I like it. Yeah, me too. It's the same thing happened to Muller Kintyre. I used to come out in the height of punk, and that really wasn't my thing in 1977. And now I'm thinking, bagpipes, quite nice." Right. Okay. What Russ is saying. Great questions on video, Nick. My gigs wish I'd seen. He's talking about the Liverpool video. Litherland Town Hall. Any lunchtime give at the Cavern, Carnegie Hall. 64. Atlanta 65. Rooftop 69. Anything else, Russ? Derek says, new to this gang, but I do watch and comment. Hi, Derek. Yeah, I recognise your name. Gav says, what song did he do with Ringo? He did Sergeant Pepper Reprise and Helter Skelter. And Ringo was a little bit out of sorts. I don't expect he did any rehearsal with him. Abe the Paul's regular drummer, obviously played along as well to keep it together, and Ringo sort of joined in on the bits that he could remember and stuff like that. But I could see Ringo kind of looking round at Abe when he was doing his fills and stuff like that, and then just kind of waiting to come back in again. But it's just great to have Ringo drumming in front of you. Russ says, did Ringo play solo with Abe? No, he played with Abe. Tony, hi Tony. I've been lucky enough to see Paul and Ringo perform together twice at the O2. That was the first. I think that it was the first time for me. I'm pretty sure. I've seen Paul do play with other people at the O2. Definitely Ronnie Wood before. Matthew's here from Australia. I'd like to wish you Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Right, we've got Susan's talking to Heidi, so we'll just move on from that and let them carry on their conversation. Derek says, I downloaded some Beatles mono albums, awesome. In my opinion, the only way to really hear Revolver and Sgt. Pepper. I'm going to disagree. With that. I think the remixes of both of those albums have surpassed the monos. I think the only, why are we still listening to mono in 2024? It was a dead format by 1968. If it was so great, they would have carried on. But they come up with something better. Now the Beatles in stereo, not great, but we're getting there. There slowly. And I think the Revolver remix is superb. The mono has got its place. And but I don't think it's the only way to hear the Beatles. I don't agree that it's the only way. It's just a way. Graham says, hi Tone, it's great to see the original bass. I know where the bass was found. It wasn't round your house, was it, Graham? It was in a pub in Ladbroke Grove, Notting Hill, in the loft. Is that true? Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Okay. We've got someone here called Difficult Arse. Hi, finally a chance to say hi and Merry Christmas from the good old USA. Merry Christmas to you as well. Did Ringo say he had blisters on his fingers? Asked Rory. Not that I heard. He might have whispered it. I don't know. Right. It's Derek says it's to point the only three Beatles albums I will hear in stereo is White Album, Let It Be, and Abbey Road. Okay, it's everyone has choice. We've already had that one. Derek says happy Christmas to you. Peel Dave says yes, it's me, Tone. Okay, but that still doesn't mean it is you. But you know, because a troll can still say it's me. But you know, I love you, Dave. If it's the real Dave, you know, I love you. Right? Okay. We've done that one as well. We've done that one. Exactly, Gav. Exactly. Merry Christmas from Texas. Thank you so much. Patricia's here from A Little Beatles Corner. Another new channel. Please support Patricia. She's a first generation Beatles fan, and she started her own channel and she's showing all her collection and stuff that she's buying and stuff. So please go and support A Little Beatles Corner. Patricia, lovely lady. She says, hi Tone, glad you had a good trip. We did. Heidi says, Jennifer, I can't believe you were in Manchester and Andy and I didn't get to meet you. It would have been a meeting of minds for sure. A meeting of minds. Right. Let's just get back to the guests. So, favourite songs from last night. Let's go with Nick.
Oh,
You're the one that asked the questions.
oh, that's such a hard one to answer. There were 40 songs, and wasn't there 40? I think something like that. And every one of them was
36.
36. Every one of them was fantastic. If I've got to go for one, let's be quick. I'm just looking at the list here. Well, I think I'll go Now and Then.
Now and Then.
It gets me every time. It just, if I've got to go for one, that's probably the one I'll go for now.
I would just say that. Well, I'll tell you why Now and Then was spoilt for us, because it wasn't anything to do with Paul's performance. Now, so there's a fan group that have got these printed up, and they were handing them out to people, and they've got a little instruction on them, and it says, "Hold this side up, unfolded during Now and Then." So, of course, everyone goes like this and holds it up. And so all I can see is that I can't. We couldn't see the band. We couldn't see the screens or anything. We could just hear it. I mean, he played it perfectly. But we couldn't really see what was going on. You'll see in the video when it gets posted tomorrow.
No, I'm so sorry.
It was that was my only.
Gutting.
Well, I had two little niggles. One isn't really a niggle. It was more of a. I mean, obviously, I really wanted to see Now and Then. That was the song that I was most looking forward to. But the other thing that I thought, so the encore was Sergeant Pepper reprised Helter Skelter, and then the Golden Slumbers medley. Now, while they had Ringo on the stage, I was just really hoping that we were going to see him do the solo in the end, but he went before they started that. Okay, Mads, favourite moments.
I really like Letting Go. I think I just don't know. I just like
Me
the whole
too.
vibe of it. So that's the one for me that, like, yeah, I'm in it. I love Helter Skelter with or without Ringo, but obviously it was extra special that he was playing on that track. I'm just trying to think. God, there's so many. Was every night? Was that in the show or was that in the sound check?
That was in the sound check. That was in
Yeah.
the sound check.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to say, Letting Go was one of my favourites as well. I thought it just sounded so brilliant with the horns and the guitar riffs and everything. It just was fantastic. It was one of my favourites. I've always loved that song, but I'm really glad that is back in the set.
Yeah.
What about you?
It took me 2 concerts to figure out where those horns were.
Oh yeah, because they're up in the crowd. They're up in the crowd.
Was that the track where they were up on the balcony thing?
Yeah, that was Letting Go. Yeah, they were brilliant. The horn section were fantastic. Really good. So they had like a horn section, three people, a trombone, a trumpet, and a saxophone, and they were brilliant. And they were dancing. For wonderful Christmas time, they dressed up as elves. They were, having a lot of fun. So, what about Mrs. Beatley? Favourite moment?
I'm gonna go for I've Got a Feeling. Been really looking forward to seeing that. The whole thing with John behind Paul, and it didn't disappoint. It was really an emotional moment. I thought really loved that, and I thought Get Back was great as well. Really good last night
with Ronnie Wood.
Yeah, and Maybe I'm Amazed was as good as I hoped it would be. Really brilliant. Everything was brilliant. Every single song was brilliant.
Because it's so hard to choose, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because he was just so on form, and just one after the other was just cracking.
Yeah,
really bands were brilliant.
I've got the set list here. I'm just trying to. I'll tell you what. One thing, I don't know if you guys felt the same, but there was a few songs for me that I wasn't really, that bothered about. Was quite disappointing that they were taking up space in the set, before we went, and they were Come On To Me, In Spite of All the Danger, and My Valentine. And I thought all 3 of them on the night were just so much better live. Particularly My Valentine, because with the video behind with Keira Knightley, and it's Johnny Depp in it as well. And
it's really emotional.
It becomes a very, very powerful song, and In Spite of All the Danger, was really. I mean, they did it really well. It was really great with all the harmonies, but they really got the crowd going on that with it. But once the song had finished, the crowd just kept singing the and
I think that was your
fault. Times that the band just joined back in again, and that was good. I'm not sure.
Sorry, the other one was 1985. Was
yeah,
really brilliant.
Yeah. Fantastic. I've said that in my video. I think that was one of the best versions I've heard him do of that. It was really good. Yeah. It was really, really good.
On the My Valentine, I noticed that there was a really beautiful, really bluesy B3 Hammond B3 part that Wicks was doing in the first verse. It just gave it a whole different feel. I loved hearing that.
That's something that's different. That's not on the record then, presumably.
Not on the record, I don't think.
No, because it's kind of a sort of a big band type arrangement.
Yeah. Also, was it me or maybe it was my ears, but I thought at one point Paul said that the horn section were very horny.
Yeah, he did.
He said.
He did, because he got their name wrong. He got their name wrong.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
When he was name checking them at the end, you mean?
Yeah. But I thought they were fantastic. I mean, actually, I heard Joan call them the Horny Boys earlier in the day. But yeah, they were really good, and the band are just so fantastic. I mean, they're not really a backing band because they're so integral to the gig. They're so important.
Abe is such a showman, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Abe's brilliant. Abe's brilliant. By the way, if you're wondering, me and Mrs. Beatley Tone are not in the same house at the moment. we haven't split up or anything. She's at friends and she's staying overnight, so that's why she's on the screen and not here in the room. Okay, let's take a few more comments. Let's say Sergeant Pepper reprised graphics were great on the big screen. They will. Dino saying that it will come on in a bit, but currently in the cavern for McCartney's secret. Shut up, you lunatic. Right, Russ says, glad you asked, Tone. Honestly, I wish I could have been at any Beatles gig. How about you? Yeah, something like that. But we had this on when we were in Liverpool. Nick was asking the questions. Nick is really good at coming up with opinion questions. He'll just come out of a shop doorway and say, press to play or tug of war, and or something like that, and jump out at you. And that one of the things that he said was which era, which McCartney gig, Beatles, Wings, solo, would you go back to? And I picked Wings over America. So you're going to pick something that you weren't able to go to. So like Andy picked the Wings '79 tour. Well, I wasn't going to pick that because I went to it, but I picked Wings over America. Joan said she'd go to the Rooftop, which obviously would have been a great gig to go to. But if you're only picking one gig, I'm not sure that I'm going to pick a gig that only lasts 40 minutes that I can only see like that. And
but I think if you're picking the Rooftop gig, you're picking it as in you're actually up on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
You've got
dangled in front of them in just midair.
Oh, right. Okay. What, like on a wire or something?
Yeah. Just dangled.
I definitely wouldn't want to do that. I can't even get up to step 6 on a ladder, let alone be dangled
you
from
wouldn't
a
have
wire.
even got up to the roof.
If I know Joan, she would have got on that roof.
Right. Where are we? Right. Susan says, I grew up listening to the mono records. Give me stereo any day. That's how I feel. But I grew up listening to the stereo. But I do agree with you. Graham says, when they found the bass in the loft, the family said they didn't know it was up there. A likely story.
How can you not know it's up there?
That was such a great moment at the gig last night. And when he said he hasn't played it for 50 years, I thought, yeah, likely story. I mean, obviously he must have had a little tinker with it, but I think what he meant was he hasn't played it in public for 50 odd, it's probably more than 50 years actually. But I still thought that I thought he was probably saying that every night, and it was part of the show. But Boyan, who was there, the night before, said it didn't come out on the Wednesday. Derek says, I like remix stereo too, but only as the Red Album 62-66. Okay. Jimmy says, evening Tone, recent subscriber to your channel. Thank you for subscribing, Jimmy. Courtesy a recommendation from Beatle Dave. Looking forward to watching more of your content. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Jimmy, as well. Thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to hit the like button, kids. Help the video. Ralph, hi, Ralph. Came in late. Did you see the concert with Ringo yesterday? We were there. Yeah, we were there, Ralph, and brilliant. We've been talking about it. We just had a fantastic time. Beatle Dave, Tone sent you a message earlier about your visit to Liverpool, my friend. Okay. I haven't got to it yet, but I'm still catching up. But okay, I believe you're the real. Beatle Dave from Derby. Merry Christmas, mate. We got Conga Man. I was in London 18th and 19th. Who else? Was you was at the shows, presumably? We were all in London for both those dates, but we only went on the night. All of us only went on the 19th, didn't we? Yeah. He says, I thought Ringo would sing with a little help from my friends. I don't think the band know it. I don't think there was any rehearsal time. It was kind of, you know, you come into the show, do you fancy coming up, and that was it really. I don't think it was a bit impromptu because, you know, Ringo seemed a little bit ring rusty, but he coped. Derek says original mono 63, 67 albums with compilation albums and 68, 69 albums in remixed stereo. Okay. Keir's here from the From Me to You channel, another great channel. Please check out Keir. He does videos on, you know, mostly Beatles, but he does other bands that he's into. He's into prog rock. And he's a good lad. He's from Nottingham in the UK, so please check out his channel and give him a sub. Keir says, I didn't get tickets to see Paul, but I must admit that when he started playing Now and Then in South America, I thought that would be something to hear and see live. Letting go, so great. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Dino says, how do I get on? I've got to come to Castle Beatley, Antonio. Okay, give me a second, Dino, and I'll just send you the link, and then you can come. Now, I don't know if you use a Mac, but if you do, StreamYard doesn't work with Safari, so you need to put this link in Chrome or something similar. Right, I've sent you a text, Dino, so you should be able to get on. If you can't, let me know. Right. Derek says, I can never see Paul in concert. Why is that, Derek? Is that because he doesn't come round your way? Or he's just, I know the tickets are really, really expensive now, so it's not always as easy as it seems, but it's a sight to behold. Heidi says, maybe I'm amazed. My favourite to hit the high notes brilliantly in Manchester. He did really well yesterday as well. Lucinda says, one for Christmas time was great with the choir and the snow, and My Valentine is growing better each performance. Paul called the horns on Wednesday. The Horny Elves. The Horny Elves. That's a good one. I can see Dino. Let's get him on. It's Dino V. Hang on.
He's got his hat on.
He's still.
You're lucky.
Yeah. You still got the same clothes on from yesterday, mate.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me, literally and laterally. It's good to see you.
Literally and laterally.
I'm very, very lucky.
You've still got the same clothes on from yesterday, mate. There's something echoing.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for having me, literally and laterally. It's good to see you.
You want to stick some headphones on?
Very lucky. So I'm going to have to turn this up because I've got it on the telly and you're ahead of behind. Can you speak right, so I can hear you?
Hello, Dino.
Oh, for goodness sake. I can see you on telly, but there's a delay.
Right.
So I'm going to have to turn this up because I've got it on the telly.
Why do you need me on the telly?
Hello, Dino. For goodness
Why
sake.
you don't need me on the telly. Just have me on your phone.
How do I do that?
Well, just I've sent you.
Because you're ahead.
No, but it's only ahead.
I'm trying. I'm turning the volume up, but I can't. I can't get volume on my phone. Oh bugger!
I think the echo's gone now. I
can't hear you on my phone.
Have you got headphones?
Well, you carry on. I'll try and sort this out so I can hear you on my phone. All Just ignore me like I'm an enigma.
Okay. So let's have a look. Patricia says on Wednesday after he sang Now and Then, Paul thanked John for writing a good song. From expression, you could see that he wore his heart on his sleeve and he understood that everyone felt the same. Yeah, absolutely. We've got another guest just turned up. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Let's add him to the stage. It's Andy Nichols from Two Legs.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Andy. How you doing?
Yay.
All right.
Hi, Andy.
Hey, long lost Liverpool fan. How
Yeah.
are you guys? Good to see
Good
you.
to see you.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're
Oh,
good.
Dino left.
Dino's having some technical troubles. The lady next to you is my sister.
Hi,
Matt.
Andy.
Hello. Nice to meet you virtually. And I heard your little intro, and you thoroughly enjoyed the gig, and I love to hear that.
Amazing. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Was that the first time you saw Macca?
No.
No.
I think the first time I saw him was the Flowers in the Dirt tours, which I think I saw him twice. Then I saw him at Nebworth. He did this. There was this charity. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's the Nordoff Robbins charity. It's to do with music, helping children who are have disabilities, learning, I think, disabilities and physical. Sorry.
No, I think it's Dino's echo again.
Dino's got
right.
echo. Dino's got echo. He's got to kill that. He's got to join from the studio.
And then I saw him last year. I was lucky enough to see him in Brazil.
Oh, you went back in Brazil. You went.
Yeah, I didn't go there just to see him. My daughter lives in Brazil, and I just put the two things together: visit and the gig.
That's a nice holiday.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Dino, you got to mute yourself, otherwise you got to go.
Put some headphones on. He hasn't got. He
All
hasn't
right,
got
that's
any
it. Yeah. Too much echo, Dean.
No, I think I'm going to have to leave, guys, because I can't hear you unless you have the telly on and you're ahead of me.
Why haven't you got any sound on your phone? I don't get it.
No, hang on. I've got sound on my phone now. Am I sounding all right now? I think I'm going to have to leave, guys, because I can't. Hang on.
Yeah, but you're echoing. But if you turn the telly off, you won't have the echo, will you?
I've turned the telly down. Now is it? Do I sound great?
Oh, you sound fantastic. Oh no, hang on, you're echoing. You're echoing. Yeah.
Okay, how can I get rid of echo?
I don't know. Headphones usually. Sorry about this, guys.
If it's echoey, I'll just leave. It doesn't matter, chaps. I'll leave.
Well, just try to come on another device or something like that. You know, if you just join from your phone and kill your TV, you should be able to just join the chat, no problem.
Yeah, I've turned the telly off. So I've turned you all off telly. This is on my phone.
Now you're good.
Oh, okay.
No, you're right.
Nah.
I don't know. Sorry about this, everyone.
No. Listen, I'll just leave. I'll listen to you guys talking because I talk too much, and I'll just watch and listen. So it's fine. Doesn't matter. Oh,
No, that didn't echo.
buy record collector with me in.
Okay.
If I'm echoing, I'll leave. You tell me. I don't know if I'm echoing.
It's not you that's echoing. It's us when we talk. It's coming back through your thing.
No, just chuck me in the sin bin. I'll do it another time. I'll just watch and listen. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys and all the millions of people watching.
All right, Dino. We'll speak to you.
Thank you anyway.
Cheers.
Bye.
Dino. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Dino.
Hi, Andy. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.
Hello, goodbye.
I'm out of here. I think. Get rid of me then.
Oh, you want me to get rid of you? Okay.
Ciao.
Oh, he's gone. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Right, Andy.
Tone.
So we're all talking. I'm trying to mix and match it. I'm talking about the gigs. I'm trying to do the comments as well at the same time. That might not necessarily be about the gigs. So we're talking about the gigs a little bit, and then doing the comments
Sure.
a little bit. And so you've been back a week now, almost a week.
Almost. We
Almost
got
a week.
back Monday afternoon, very knackered.
So you went to the two Manchester shows, and a few crazy days in Liverpool, which was a lot of fun, wasn't it? A lot of fun.
Certainly was.
What were your highlights?
Well, I heard you talking about it. Nick mentioned it with My Valentine and songs that you take for granted, like you said, Tony, that you're like, maybe not so keen on these songs going into the show.
Yeah.
Like, Come On to Me. And I did take my one sitting break both nights on My Valentine. I'm like, I'll just watch the screen. But I got to say, obviously Now and Then was a highlight, especially from the second row and the VIP and everything like you guys had last night at the O2.
Yeah.
But it's something like just as simple as In Spite of All the Danger, seeing that song so close up is a real big highlight. And I'm seeing you guys nod because you probably agree. And I just think that was such a I've heard, probably dozens of Paul shows that I've got, live recordings of over the last 10 years. And it's been in that set list, but to experience it live in person with that band and the harmonies and just working that into the crowd as he throws it back to the crowd. Magical.
Yeah, it's really, because when they did the first gig, of this set, I think, was it Montevideo, the first one? I can't remember now. Yeah. And we saw the set list and we thought, why is In Spite of All the Danger still there? I mean, because we talk about wanting deep cuts from the McCartney solo career, but that is a real, which he kind of refuses to do, but he does a real deep cut from the Beatles career, because the people that don't know the deep cuts from, McCartney's career, they don't know the deep cuts In Spite of All the Danger. They don't know that song, but it stays in the set. But so it wasn't, it was taking up set list space for me. But last night, I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was brilliant. He got all the crowd singing with him. And he, once they'd finished the song, the crowd kept singing the whoa. And then they started up again and they played it again. I have to say, I don't think they sang that song as well as we did in the back of that Uber in Liverpool, though.
No. That could have been bonus footage that Mrs. Beatley Tone might have shot, and we just left it in the can.
I don't think there's any video evidence of that.
We sang that.
I think that's a good thing.
Right, it's a good thing, right? Isn't that right, Kim?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we sang that leaving the restaurant, right, in Penny Lane, right?
It was bad. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
And the poor driver. And we had our share of them, didn't we? We had our share of them, and obviously the concerts were great, but we had some just back and forth, just trying to leave the Co-op Arena. Nick saved the day on the Saturday when leaving the gig. You had to queue up. That was the theme of the weekend. I said to the MVP, I'm like, every week we got to go. And now we got long lines in America too. But over there, Crash, you want a loaf of bread, queue up. You want to hop on a train, queue up. You want to anything involves a queue. So the taxi stand queue was crazy. The queue for the train was crazy. And we walk out, and we walk down the road just a little bit, and Nick sees this guy and says, hey, can we just hop in and get us out of here? And he saved the night because, it was raining on Saturday night in Manchester. It was pissing down with rain, and we just wanted to get back to the hotel. So thank you, Nick.
No.
And we got the same guy back for Sunday too. Thank God.
Right.
So that was the logistics of all that travel, but that by which time you guys had left. But it was really two magical vacations within a 4-day thing. 2 days in Liverpool, meeting you guys and doing everything we did, and then having the 2 gigs in Manchester, and then meeting Adrian Sinclair and getting to walk around Manchester a little bit, which we did, and got another suitcase because we needed one to bring all the crap back to America with us. We found
all the
merch, and Heidi's like, we got to get another suitcase, and we finally found a Primark. Did I say that right, or am I just another dumb yank?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's right.
Primark.
Yeah,
found a Primark. Found a suitcase. We had Boyan with us. We had Boyan with, and we were looking for record stores, and Heidi's like, we got to get a suitcase, and Boyan and I are like, well, we want to find this record shop, which ended up being very underwhelming in Manchester, and came back, and then went to saw Adrian Sinclair briefly and met his wife, and it was great. And then we split an Uber with him, and he he made it a business expense because he's on work. And unfortunately, we didn't meet up with him after the gig because it was just, again, logistics. Leaving the venue was a bit tough. And we're tired by the time you got back home and everything. So we just really, and that was the night and Saturday night was the night we went live from the pub.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
you guys coming home from Tony's gig. Yeah.
Yes, you guys were coming home that night.
We had you on in the car. Obviously, I wasn't watching. I was watching the road, but I was listening to you.
So, to me, I've not seen Paul outside of America. This was shows number 10 and 11 for me. So, can't compete with a Joan Borelli. And congrats to Joan on her number 100.
100 shows.
100 shows. And she said he acknowledged it, right? Twice?
He did twice.
Yeah, he did.
Twice,
He did.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Once in the sound check and once in the main gig.
He did. And what did he say?
He just read it out. He said, 100 shows.
Yeah.
There was so the fans on the run, people, not Joan, but some of them hold up a number. Just all it's on there is a number,
right?
And it's the number of gigs that they've been to. And someone was holding one up that said 186, and Paul said 186. That's a bit excessive, isn't it?
He did the same thing on, I think, on Sunday night in Manchester. Guy had a 134. Yeah. And of course, they all know each other. That becomes a competition between them. Oh, yeah. This, and it becomes a whole other sub level of fandom. It really is.
And Joan had only done it that one night because it was 100 shows. She doesn't normally do that. But it was a special night for her. Really special night. Yeah.
Absolutely. And how could you all picked? Listen, we chose. We wanted to go to the Manchester gigs because it was close to Liverpool, and it was an opportunity for me to go back home, as it were, and see some old friends. So maybe if the Manchester gigs weren't happening and it was just O2, we would have gone to the O2 and we all could have experienced it. But you got to experience it, on the last night with everything. And Nick, you ended up going to 3, right? My memory. Yeah. 3. So you missed the first Manchester, but you went to the second.
No, I did the first No, I did both Manchesters.
Both Manchester.
And the second London.
Oh, so you skipped it. You're right. You skipped the first London, right? So the only person that went to the first London show was Joan
and Boyne.
Boyne went to both too.
Yeah.
Boyne ended up going to everything.
Yeah. Boyne did 4 out of 4, which is a good effort.
With Joan, he was on par with Joan. He went to all 4.
Yeah,
Right. Let's take some.
Listen,
well, go on.
Sorry, I'm going to have to leave you now because I am out with friends and I've been here for an hour, so I probably should go. But thank you for having me on. And Andy, lovely to see you. All the love to you, Heidi.
Absolutely, yeah. All the best.
Nick, same to you. Safe journey home.
See you. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
I'll speak to you soon, Mads. Thank you very much.
Bye, MBT.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, Kim.
Bye.
Right. Oh, is she gone?
She closed her laptop.
Okay. And then there were 4. Right. Okay, let's just take a few comments. On Wednesday, we've done that. Have we done that? Yeah, we've done that one. Ted says, funny how Let It Be movie was forgotten movie for 40 years and now a big part of Paul's show. It has been for quite a while. I think that there's only apart from George's songs, and hang on. Apart from George's songs, and Maggie May and Dig a Pony, I think Maggie May and Dig It. I think every song has been done, hasn't it? Live by Paul.
No, not Dig a Pony.
No, not Dig a Pony. Not Dig a Pony. Not Across the Universe. So all. What I mean is all of Paul's songs.
They've all been done.
Everyone to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One after 909.
One after. Yeah. He has.
I'm guessing he's talking about the footage though from the Get Back that was played. What was that played? Was that played behind the Get Back song?
Yeah, it was. And that's when Julie Evans, Mal's daughter, who attended show number 1 at the O2, she had never seen Paul, and I'm not sure if anybody's friends with Julie Evans Rossow, and she is a doll. We've met her in America this past year at both fests, and she never saw Paul once, and she got to see her dad on the big screen, and she was so moved and honored to see her dad on the big screen during Get Back, and what a special moment for her, to see that. But
nice. I think Kim said when he played Get Back at the gig, the footage that they used on the screen, they used all the really sort of happy bits. It was really quite joyous and a good choice of video footage. Okay, Gavin says, this is an excellent live stream. Normally, they're very boring, but it's great to hear how enthusiastic you are about the gig. Wish I'd gone now. Spent all my money on Oasis tickets.
Oh,
well, thanks, Gavin. That's good. I wasn't sure whether we were, like just for people having a chat, or we're having a proper live stream with everyone in the comments. So I'm trying to mix it and match it. Susan says, congratulations to everyone who saw Paul's UK shows, especially those who saw Ringo last night and Paul's returned Hofner. So glad you had a terrific time. Thank you. We did. We had an absolutely brilliant time. Right, Yellowman says, hi Tony, I heard that Paul is getting amazing reviews on his current tour. He's getting 5 stars every review. Every newspaper that has reviewed it, the Telegraph, the Guardian, the Times, have all given him 5 stars, and it's not surprising. He's
not at all.
Reviews on the current tour. Have you seen him recently? Yeah, we saw him last night. He brought Ringo Ronnie Wood on. Yeah, he did, and the bass. Yeah, we saw him last night. We saw all that unfold before our very old eyes.
Tone, did they give you guys anything to hand out to hold during the show, or hold up like they did for us in Manchester?
Sore point.
Why is that? Oh yeah, that's okay.
Well,
they did.
They gave us these and told us to hold them up during now and then.
Right.
And of course, so, everyone is like this during now and then. And so all I can see is that. And I couldn't see the stage. I couldn't even see most of the screen. We could hear him perfectly. Obviously, that was the only disappointing thing, really, because it was kind of the song that I was most looking forward to. And it was kind of ruined by that. I mean, hold them up at the end, guys, not at the beginning. And that was a bit of a bugger. But
damn,
yeah, it was a bit of a shame.
What do you mean you held it up and you couldn't see him?
No, the people in front of us were holding it up. So it was like, it was right, it was right in our eye line sort of thing.
Well, where were you?
I was kind of going like this.
Like trying to. Okay, I'll go up and sit this way. Where were you sitting last night? Where were you sitting?
So we were in row 6.
Okay.
At the front, we were to the right, so we were kind of in line with Brian Ray,
right?
And right in line with when Paul jumped on the piano, he was right in front of us. So I mean, it was really good seats, and that was the only sort of down point. And I was saying the only
I would have just stood on the seat then. I would have just stood right up in the chair.
I can't. I should have done. I should have said something. Should have done something. But the moment has gone. The moment has gone now. Yeah. The only other little thing that I thought about was that they had Ringo on the stage. For Sgt. Pepper reprised Helter Skelter. The next song that they did was the Golden Slumbers medley with The End at the end. Why didn't they keep him on the stage? I would have loved to have seen him do that solo.
That would have been
amazing. That would have been amazing, but it wasn't to be. It wasn't to be because obviously I think something like that will probably. I don't think Ringo had any rehearsal time with them. He just came on and just did his stuff because he was, he was kind of constantly looking round at Abe when he was doing his when Abe was doing his fills, and then he would join back in, at the end of it.
And I don't know if he would have felt confident enough to just handle that solo without
maybe not without rehearsal.
Right.
But
sure he could have done it, but Abe carried it, and Ringo was just over the top.
Yeah, he was exactly. Ringo was just sort of really keeping time.
Right.
He was just playing. It was just great to see him sitting behind a kit and drumming, because we never see him, you know, in the UK. Right, Mike McGrath says, listening to Paul's audio book, good listen. Jimmy McCulloch, like Henry McCulloch before him, unimpressed with Linda's playing. Yeah, okay. Right, Wings gig. Any summer 72 or 73 in England? Either. Probably the European tour would be good, with the sort of the wildlife and
that's when the bass was nicked, right? On one of the 72 shows in Europe.
Is that when it went?
I think that's when it was nicked.
All right.
I thought it was stolen from outside of Abbey Road when they were loading up or something.
Yeah, before a Wings gig, or loading up.
Yeah,
or
something. Yeah,
going to a Wings gig or something, but it was taken during that early Wings period.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, I thought it was. I thought he was playing the Rickenbacker by then. To be honest,
no, not yet. Well, maybe. I think whatever he's playing, like in Wings Live over Europe, you might be the Rick, Tony. Actually, you might be right on that one.
Yeah.
It might be because they nicked his Poffner.
Yeah.
I'll just pop out and get a new one. Elder says, hi, Tony, looking healthy, mate. I'm skulking red wine here. Thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. You enjoy your red wine. It's good stuff. It says, I would be across from the building adjacent window with binoculars watching the rooftop. Okay. I think that's what quite a few people. Well, the thing is, though, you've got to go to work with your binoculars, haven't you?
Yeah.
That's the logistics of that. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one said Hamburg, to be honest. Wouldn't you have liked to seen him in Hamburg for a few gigs?
Yes. Hamburg or the Littleton Town Hall show, which people often said that's when really the Beatles became the Beatles in Liverpool, was that show.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them. Yeah, I think you're right, Nick.
What about you, Mads? What would you go for? Any era. I've put you on the spot now.
You have. Shall
I just let you think about it for a minute?
Yeah, let me think about it. So any era, Beatles or Wings?
I'll come back to you.
Something Nick is quite good at, putting people on the spot with.
Yeah, I was saying how he jumps out of shop doorways and goes, press the play of Tug of War.
I love it though. I love it because he just spurts it out.
Yeah.
And nearly 9 times out of 10, I can give him an answer within 10 seconds.
That's right.
David says,
I think I probably also would have liked Wings over America. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of 76.
I was saying, yeah, me too. Because I think you just get. I mean, we were talking this before you came on, Andy, about the question, that Nick posed when we were in Liverpool, and we wouldn't choose what a gig that we actually went to. That's why you went to the 70. You went for 79. I didn't go for that because I went to that. I went for Wings over America because I missed that. And Mads the same. Would have missed it, but I went for it because you get a really long set. It's like Wings' best lineup. The band are cooking, and it would have been fantastic. I'd love to have gone to one of those shows, but there you go. We don't get to choose when we're born, do we?
Certainly not.
David says, I've read that already. David says, wonder if the Get Back tour will continue in Japan, Canada, and hopefully Scotland.
I wonder if this is the end of the Got Back. I mean, it's 2022, 2023, 2024. It might be time to have a rest and kind of just do another freshen up tour.
Yeah. Freshen up too.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll continue.
He's got an album to get out, hasn't he? So
That's right. So it's just so well oiled. It's such a well oiled machine. And I know he repeats stories in concerts, but he is the consummate professional from the minute he hits the stage to the minute he leaves. And he gives us all 100 every single time. And you've got to admire that. Straining voice, vocals, whatever. That's what he delivers every single time. And in the moment when you're up there, up and close, and listening to songs like Hey Jude and Let It Be, which you could recite in 10 different languages, backwards and forwards, it's still a magical experience to witness it live in person. It just is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've done my review of the gig, and I'll probably be posting it tomorrow. And I kind of said that, it doesn't really matter. I know that we'd like him to change the set list, for something different. But when you're actually there, when you're actually in the room, breathing the same air as him, and it doesn't really matter what he plays. It doesn't matter. You just have a great time. And, Hey Jude is one of those songs that's been in the set for God knows how long. But it just wouldn't be the same without it, I don't think. It wouldn't be the same without it. So,
and I think that there's always that feeling that when you hear these songs, you say to yourself, is this the last time I'm going to be able to hear this song?
Yeah. I was thinking that last night, you don't know when, when he's going to tour again. So, I was thinking that this could be the last time.
Right.
What was Russ saying? Russ, were you surprised that the 52 drummers and who was not selected for? No spoilers from McCartney 2.
No.
McCartney Legacy 2. I haven't started it yet.
No, I'm only halfway through.
I've just been too busy. No spoilers. Right. Okay. Dino says, okay, but I'm in the bath and have no Big Mac. What? What? Oh, Dino. You didn't tell me what Princess V thought of my message. Right. So my friends and I would fight over the binoculars. Steve says, hi, Tone, +3. I attended second Manchester gig. Unbelievable night. Big shout out to a couple I met from Canada. They were over for the 4 UK dates. Dedication, mate. Their 40th time seeing McCartney. Well, Andy was at that gig as well. I guess you had a great time because we heard that both the Manchester gigs were fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good. Beatle Dave's off to bed. Cheers, Dave. Uncle Paul's Playhouse says hi, Andy.
Hello, Uncle Paul.
And the MVP. There he is, my Andy. Noah says, hey, Tone and Andy, did you see the footage last night at the O2 Arena with the choir? Ringo, Ronnie Wood. Yeah, well, we didn't. Well, I haven't seen the footage, but we were there. And
they didn't have to see footage; they witnessed it.
Yeah, you'll be seeing some footage of that in my review video. It was fantastic. I watched it back today, and it was really a wonderful Christmas. I got emotional over a wonderful Christmas time. It's crazy. It's crazy how these things, sneak up behind you and bite you on the arse. It's, just seeing all those kids having the time of their lives on the stage. What an experience for them, and the whole section dressed up as elves and the snow falling. It was wonderful. Yeah. It was wonderful. Tony says, it was with my imagination, or did one of the set of pyros go off at the wrong time last night during Live and Let Die? No, it wasn't your imagination.
Yeah,
it did. You probably don't know that, Andy. In the middle of Live and Let Die, some pyro stuff come up from the stage when it wasn't supposed to.
Looked up really
like shocked, and I was thinking, someone's getting sacked in the morning. But yeah.
Hey, question on that: has he always had real fireworks going off in an inside arena like that before? Or was that the first time?
No, even go back to Wings Over America. There was fireworks.
Well, pyrotechnics, yeah, but it looked like the fireworks.
Fire? Well, maybe.
I don't know if, but I mean, I've seen him in outdoor arenas, and there's been lots of fireworks.
Yeah,
they go way higher.
Yeah,
way higher.
It seemed like there was indoor fireworks.
Yes, much scaled down a little bit. What was the capacity of the O2 Arena in terms of attendance?
I think it's about 15 or 16,000.
I couldn't believe when he said the Co-op was the biggest arena in England. I could not believe that.
Yeah, because it's a fairly new one as well. It's a fairly new arena.
Right.
The thing is, the O2 feels bigger when you're in it than the Co-op.
It does. When we went in for the sound check, and there was no one, in there apart from us that were doing the sound check. So, I don't know, what do you reckon, Mads? About 200, 300 people, maybe?
Yeah, I reckon about 200 to 300, yeah.
It felt much smaller with no one in it. It didn't seem that far from the back to the front. It goes up really high. It goes up really high. It's a 3-tiered stand at the side, and I've been in the top tier, right up in the nosebleeds. I saw Sting and Paul Simon playing together right up there, and just even going up there is it's a bit of an effort. You feel like it's so steep. You feel like you could actually fall off the stand,
fall down. Yeah,
it's weird. And Heidi says, our adopted son Boyan. Everyone is adopting Boyan. His mum said to me last night, "Thanks for looking after my boy." And I said, "Well, I'm not sure. I think it was more the other way around, to be honest." It's like, I think everyone was kind of chipping in, making sure Boyan was okay. Right, I loved Kim. She's gone now. Sorry, I'm way behind on the messages. Dina Face says, "Got to go." Mrs. Beatley Tone's at the door. Right. Ethel the Frog. I've always Ethel the Frog was my very first subscriber. He says, "Good evening and welcome." Good evening, Andrew. Merry Christmas to you. Russ says, "Oh my God, I can't even read that." I'm American as off at Dino V Classic. Right. Okay. Okay. Mal's daughter Julie is my friend and came with me to the gig. We're going to a show inside Abbey Road, Studio 2 tomorrow. Yes, you told us about that. She got very, very emotional many times, understandably.
Yeah, you tell her that her friends Andy and Heidi from America say hello, Dino.
Derek says he's got to go, and happy Christmas to you, mate. Thanks for coming on. Dino says the hearts are a lovely bit obscure. The view along with mobile phones. Yeah. There were no hearts in Paris or Madrid. Yeah, no. Apparently, this is a UK. It's a UK Facebook group or something that's sort of organised this. Apparently, I mean, this is probably what time was this? This was. I was only.
You're not that far behind.
Only a few minutes ago.
You're not that far behind.
Apologise for going. Heidi, I'm sorry I have to sign off. I promise to watch the rest of this wonderful conversation amongst excellent people tomorrow. Thank you, Heidi. We'll speak to you soon. Merry Christmas to you. And she sends love to us all. Martin says, hit the like, everyone. Good idea. Good idea. Tom says, Merry Christmas to Heidi. Gavin says, question to the panel. So, which song do you wish you'd done that he hadn't done last night? Okay, let's kind of expand this. Let's expand this and say if voice and lineup is no obstacle, and you can choose any song that you know, even if it be a song that would be a bit of a stretch for him vocally these days, although he was excellent last night vocally. Which would you choose? Any song you can choose. Who should we go with first? Nicholas.
Once Upon a Long Ago.
Once Upon a Long Ago. Good answer. Good answer. Song that he's never done live before. Mads.
And I Love Her.
I would think he's done that. He's done that before, hasn't he? Has he done that?
Has
live?
he?
I think so.
Well, the question says he did.
Was that the
He didn't do
question?
last night. He didn't do.
Oh
last
no,
night.
he no, he just said any song. Okay, and I love her. Okay, Andy.
Silly love songs.
Thought you might say that.
Silly love
Yeah, because obviously that's that is a stretch without Linda because she's so integral to that song. And the one that I would pick is also a stretch without Linda because she's integral to that song, and that would be Backseat of My Car.
Oh.
Martin says nearly 100 watching. Brilliant. So not anymore. They've all dropped off. We got about 70 on at the moment. That's good. Russ says Rickenbacker bass was 72, 73 and 75, 76. Yamaha bass 79. Correct.
Yep, that sounds right, Russ.
Yes.
Yeah. Give him time. I know I'm jumping ahead there. Russ, he's like he's throwing you a little shade because you haven't read the McCartney Legacy book yet. But he's been a little bit busy. The guys, he went up to Liverpool, he had to meet us, and I'm not done with it yet either, Russ. I mean, I'm halfway done with it, and I got the book a month ago. We can't read a book all day long.
No, someone said to me, someone was a bit because when I did my, telling everyone about the McCartney Legacy 2 book, someone put in the comment, because I said in that thing, it's going to take me, a couple of months to read. And someone said, couple of months or a few months or whatever he said, and I think, people have got things to do. Some people I'm retired, but some people have got jobs and people have got family, people have got YouTube channels to run and all sorts of things going on. But yeah, it takes a bit of time. I even if I had the time, I literally can't, sit down for hours upon hours and read a book. I don't have that level of concentration that I just can't do that. But I will get there. I will be starting it very, very soon. Right, what have we got? Dino again. At the first Paris gig, a very old German chap in his 80s said he saw the Beatles in Hamburg when Stu was in the band. I was a bit skeptical, but he seemed genuine and sincere. Okay. Martin says, Uncle Albert must be impossible to sing live, same as Monkberry Moon Delight. Well, yes, these days. Oh, hang on. Vino's clearing up his Big Mac issue. Not Big Mac, he means Mac computer. Right, okay. Right. Well, if you use a Mac, you can't use Safari. That could be an issue. You need to use Chrome or something.
Chrome or Firefox.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think Zach is the right choice for the Oasis tour? Yeah, I think I mean, he was in the band for a while, in Oasis for a while. I think Alan White would be more appropriate, probably. But I'm not that far. I used to really like Oasis, but I just find them a band of diminishing returns as you go through each album. Each album is not quite as good as the one before it. And
their first, for me, nothing tops the first one. The first one is the best one.
Yeah, I agree. And Morning Glory is a little, it's a little bit behind it, but it's still a really good album. And then they start getting a bit lumpen and a bit, every track is like 7 or 8 minutes long, and it goes on and on and on, and there's no bass in it. And but there you go. Tone, do you like the Smoking Joe Filters cover of Come Together? Yeah, I do. I bought it when it came out. It was, I think it was a charity single for War Child or something like that. Paul Weller on lead vocals, I think. Steve Craddock on guitar, and Paul Weller's drummer, who was called Steve White, who is Alan White, Alan White's brother, Alan White, who was in Oasis's brother, and Paul and Linda McCartney on backing vocals. So yeah,
Not to be confused with Alan White, the drummer who drummed with John, and also Yes.
No, not to be confused with him. He's much younger, much younger.
Yeah.
Right. Dino says, Princess V thinks you are cool and funny. She was so happy today. So thanks for the vid. She is welcome. She is welcome. Right. Okay. What's that? Away back to my Paul book. Peace and love, Tone. Okay. Cheers, Martin. Thank you for coming on. Tone.
That's what I was referencing. That's what I was referencing when I jumped. As I saw, but then he just said, "Oh," then he just said, he answered. He goes, "I'm just a speed reader, memorizer. God only knows why. I wasn't throwing any shade. I was just hoping to chat with you folks who got it. So we will, Russ. We will
do something on McCartney Legacy. Just give me a chance to catch up because honestly, Russ, it's just been so busy here. We've got so much on over Christmas, and I'm not going to get much time then. And there's a lot going on. We've been to Liverpool, been to Macca, and we're all over the place. But I will find some time for sure. I've got the audio book anyway, so that'll help. That'll speed things up. Shout out a random question. Ask Nick Syrett. He bought me fish and chips yesterday, and I'm so glad to have met him. There you go. Nick is a very generous gentleman.
We were shooting trivia questions at each other for 2 hours.
Yeah.
More of that, huh, Nick?
Yeah.
We got to have a show just on that. Just go live and just do that for a laugh.
We could call it Nick Asks.
Yeah. That would be fun. We'll have you on two legs on a Sunday morning. We'll do that.
Yeah. Gary says, I seem to remember the bass was found in the attic on the south coast. Paul purchased it for an undisclosed amount following the verification from Hofner. Not according to Graham. Graham said it was found in, I can't remember what he said now, West London somewhere, which is quite close to where he lives. Noah says a lot of celebs last night. Yeah, there was a few. Someone said that Harrison Ford was there. I didn't actually see him. I think Martin Freeman was there from The Office and various other things, but I didn't see him either. Matthew says he had indoor fireworks at Melbourne concert last year. Dino says 20,000 at the Co-op, O2 around 16,000, Madrid 20,000, Paris had 40,000. All the reasons had amazing sound. Dino did all four venues in Europe, which is a great effort. And I says, do you guys think the original Hofner will be played more live? Yeah. I don't know whether. I mean, he must to have played it last night. He must have had it restored since he's got it back. Restrung.
Oh, and cleaned up and totally, given it a little bit. Yeah, 52 years sitting. I'm sure it needed some work.
It was quite a different color, wasn't it? I thought it was going to look exactly the same, but it didn't.
No, it's cherry. It's like a cherry one. It's a little. It's darker. It's a darker one. It's cool.
Okay, right. Where are we? Richard says that the Co-op is 23,500.
Right, I'll be right back, Tone.
Sorry,
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Luciana, I don't know if this is Luciana or whether this is Ian or not speaking, but if it's Ian, I did buy a couple more of your books to take up to Liverpool to give the guys that I was meeting, and I was kind of thinking about whether or not to send them to you to get you to sign them. And I just think we kind of run out of time, and the logistics were against us. So they got their books, but they got them unsigned. On Wednesday, the pyro seemed to go wrong at times during Live and Let Die. Oh, right. Okay. Well, on Thursday as well, there were bangs like shotguns without flames from some places. At the song's end, Paul complained his ears were ringing. Yeah, he always kind of does that at the end of Live and Let Die. I did notice that last night he had like ear defenders in. I didn't notice them at any other time of the gig, because sometimes musicians wear in-ear monitors, and sometimes they have a fold back in front of them to be able to hear themselves. But when he got on the piano for Live and Let Die, I noticed that he had like an ear defender in his ear. We haven't seen his ear for quite a long time because he's just had his hair cut, but his hair was over his ears the last few times. But he definitely had that in. We had fireworks going off at unusual times as well, which was a bit odd, and he looked surprised. Dino says, I believe Hearts for UK were organised by Martial Arts. I got involved with the unofficial 20K that were printed. I think this is Ian. This is Ian Derbyshire, I think, Andy.
Oh.
Macca in the long noughties. So would love to hear House of Wax in the set list. Yeah. I think his greatest song of the 20th century, and we saw it 21st century, and we saw it in 2007.
Yeah,
when he was doing those small gigs.
Yep.
In support of Memory Almost Full.
I think you saw it at the Roundhouse, right?
I saw it at the Roundhouse. Yeah. Fantastic song. Definitely for me, his best song of the 2000s. For me.
I totally agree. I got to see that as well in New York.
Yeah.
I know that the Liveranis were there too, and that to see House of Wax live in such a small, intimate venue. People have asked me, they said, what was the best gig? Was the Manchester gig second row is the best ever? And it certainly is up there, but I don't know if anything's going to top being in a small club of 1,500 people, 2,000 people, and he's basically like the way we were at the pub. It's like, right, there was no barriers or nothing. I mean, hard to top that one, and it was free.
Yeah. It's and we were talking about this last night. This gig last night is definitely up there in the top 5. It's really difficult because these gigs have happened over such a long period of time. Right for me, right back to 1979, and you can't remember the little intricacies about each gig. But I can quite happily say that the best venue that I ever saw him in was the amphitheatre in Verona. It was the most beautiful setting you could imagine, and he didn't come on until it was obviously it's an open air, amphitheatre, and he didn't come on until it got dark. And obviously in Italy it gets dark in the summer; it gets dark quite late.
Yeah.
So, it was just great, and the Italians were so up for it, singing, every word. That was a fantastic one, and obviously the Roundhouse was a good one. But I can't remember, if the O2 in 2010 was better than the O2 in 2015. I can't remember. I can't really remember. It's really difficult to say. Right. Russ is explaining to my thick British head. It means laugh my American arse off. Right. Got ya. I'll try to my best to spell out to my English friends. Song for Paul to do. Boil Crisis. Girls' School. Yeah.
School. Yeah. For sure. I forget that question you asked me the other night. You said something or Girls' School, Andy, and I chose Girls' School, and you were surprised. What was the other choice?
I think I might have said Junior's Farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Junior's Farm or Girls' School, and I went Girls' School, and you went, what?
Yeah.
Well, I love Girls' School as well.
Yeah. But I expect you probably picked it because it's, it's something that you've never heard. You've heard him do Junior's Farm lots of times, but yeah.
Hey, was there ever a video for Girls' School or anything?
No.
Nothing.
No.
It was released as a single in the US, but nothing to support it.
No, there's a radio edit of it. There's a couple of edits of it. of Girls' School. There's a full length version, and I believe there's a radio edit that trims it down a little bit. But that's all I'd ever really gotten. It was never really pushed here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean here it never got. I mean, it's supposed to be a double A side with Mull of Kintyre, but it never really got played. Here they just played Mull of Kintyre to death, and obviously it became a huge hit. Right, Richard says I was at the second Manchester gig. It was incredible. I saw Paul at Glastonbury in 2004 with my then girlfriend, and said at the time that might be the last time we get to see him. Well, it just goes to show. I mean, both the Glastonbury gigs were fantastic. I remember seeing 2004 on the TV as well, and he was also at the second Manchester gig, and so was Nick.
Yes.
I feel like I'm a bit of a lightweight now because I only went to one gig.
Yeah, but the one that you all went to was like the epic of all epics for the ones in the UK.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, if you had to pick only one gig.
Yeah, I have to say, if I had to pick any date on this entire European tour,
you picked a banger of a show. You really did.
That was the one to pick. I have to say, but I do feel a bit of a lightweight now. Nonetheless. I mean, I wouldn't have said no to a few of the others as well as that one. But if it's either or, then yeah, I'm going.
No brainer.
It's quite funny that the guy who's seen Mecca 25 times is saying that, but let's just let that stand.
Nick,
23 times.
Nick, how many times was this for you now seeing?
This is like 7, I think.
7.
I think I'm up to 7, 6 or 7. Yeah.
Okay.
And we asked you, Mads, didn't we, yesterday? We couldn't remember. We hadn't worked it out how many you'd seen him, or did we work it out? Oh, you already said that. Oh, your sound's gone.
I've definitely seen him 5 times, and you think I've been one more time?
Yeah, I think that you came with us when we went to the O2 around 2010-ish, Christmas 2010-ish.
We did Venus and Mars as the opening, wasn't it?
Not that time. The first time I ever saw him do Venus and Mars was at Hyde Park. That was also in 2010. That was that time. It might have been. It might be. Are you looking it up, Andy?
Yes.
Look it up. I can't remember.
I've got the 2 screens, so I can.
I do remember that he opened with it at Hyde Park, which was quite a memorable gig because Elvis Costello and Crowded House were on the bill as well, as was England versus Germany in the World Cup. They had that on the screens, but with no sound on, and we got mullered, absolutely mullered. And Crowded House came out, and Neil Finn, the Crowded House, from New Zealand, and he said they sort of came out like after the match, and he said, "I'm not really sure what's happened, but I know it's not good." So we're going to try and cheer you all up. And they really did. They were brilliant. I didn't hear you say on a 2 Legs show, or what might have been one of your Andy Live shows, that you weren't that familiar with Crowded House. But I think they're a band that you'll really like. They
have the one big hit, right? Don't Dream It's Over.
Yeah,
right?
Well, they've had bigger hits here and stuff like that. But they are quite. I've seen them quite a few times. They're a great band, very Beatlesque harmonies and stuff. I think they're a band you'll like.
I will check them out. I mean,
I recommend their album Woodface is a really good one.
Putting that in a note on my phone here. Hold on, I'll search it up so I have to save it. Woodface.
Woodface, it's called, by Crowded House.
Woodface. Putting it in now. Hold on.
Oh, so Richard, this is the continuation of Richard's Glastonbury thing. 20 years later, we are now married and we're there with our 15-year-old son. Oh, that's a great story. So we were lucky. He's incredible. Fantastic story. Thanks for sharing that, Richard. Gav says, I haven't started Legacy 2 yet. It's wrapped up under the tree. There's a lot of people hoping that Santa brings Legacy 2 for them this Christmas, I think. Danny says,
I did find a mistake in it, but I need to get that to the authors.
Yeah.
They referred to one of Paul's 70 albums by the wrong title.
Are we talking Wings?
Are we talking about this again? No, I'm going to tell you right now. Here's why.
Hang on.
Look at the spine. Hold on, if you can see it. Hold on. This is the American copy, and it says Wings. Oh, the light can't. It says Wings. There you go. Can you see it now?
Oh,
yeah.
Wings. It says Wings, and then it says Wings at the Speed of Sound.
Wow.
So that is the proper title there, Nicholas. I'm sorry.
They might have printed it wrong.
So your whole theory has just been blown out the window now.
And that's one copy. Okay.
That's good. Good piece of evidence.
Let's look at the other copy. This is the first pressing of it.
Wings at the Speed of Sound.
Wings at the Speed of Sound.
It's an open and shut case.
I might have to concede.
It's an open and shut jewel case.
Even though Paul McCartney himself didn't refer to it that way.
So I was going to throw that open to the audience, and they could say whether it's Wings at the Speed of Sound or At the Speed of Sound by Wings. But I think that is an open and shut case now.
Okay.
Nick's like whatever.
Right. I was fortunate enough to see the Beatles in concert St. Louis 1966, McCartney and Wings US in 1976, and McCartney in 1993. Good stuff. Nice few gigs there. Especially the 76 one. Question for Nick: Double Fantasy or Milk and Honey? Well, take it away, Nick.
Well, Double Fantasy, but it's an album that it takes me back to 1980, and that always makes me sad. So I've actually made a playlist. I think I call it Double Honey or something. That I take my favorites from each.
I'm not sure if anyone picking Milk and Honey over Double Fantasy.
No,
I don't think so. Although, the songs on side one of Milk and Honey, if they could have been finished, they would have been Lennon classics. Stepping Out, I Don't Want to Face It, and Nobody Told Me.
Yes.
I mean, Nobody Told Me is pretty much done, isn't it? But the others probably need a little bit of work on.
A little bit.
Tom says, Tone, where does last night's concert rank of all the McCartney shows you've attended? So I was just saying this, earlier. It's really difficult to try and remember which show was better than which, because it's just happened over such a long period of time. So it's really difficult to say, but I would say that this one is definitely the one. Yes, last night is definitely in the top 5, 4, something like that. It's really difficult. It's really difficult. Russ giving some more information. Well, 1966 at St. Louis, the Bush Stadium in the rain. Gavin's gone at 11:16. How long? Oh, that was ages ago. Oh, 26. Oh, right. Thank you, Gavin. Thanks for coming on. MED Russ, that's right. I don't remember the rain bothering me at all. Rory says, I'm surprised Paul not doing a live concert for Disney like Elton John. Is anyone expecting that?
I don't know, but that would be a welcome thing, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Would be good. Oh, Gavin's still here. One hand clapping is on. Yes, that is. I think this is just for British people. I have seen this. The one hand clapping film is being shown on Sky Arts on Boxing Day at 9:00 in the UK, and repeatedly, probably every 3 or 4 weeks thereafter. But that's good to see. That'll be good for those that didn't manage to get to a cinema to see it or don't have the Band on the Run archive collection.
Yeah,
that's got the video in it. Uh, Dino says the Live and Let Die bang made Paul jump as it came early. Yep. It did. Dino says, anyone else get the feeling this tour is going to be released on CD or Blu-ray?
No.
No from you, Andy? No?
It'd be nice.
What do you reckon, Mads?
Yeah, it would be nice. Possibly, I think. Yeah.
Nick?
I think he might, because he's released a lot of live DVD.
But not in quite a long
recently.
time.
Not for a while. Not for a while.
Not since 2009 or 10.
But does that mean it's time for another one, though?
Yeah.
I mean, and would it be a compilation live album where performances come from different cities, or would it just be like live from one venue? You know,
I don't know. He's done both things before, hasn't he? Things like Tripping the Life Fantastic was a compilation of a song from this venue, a song from that venue, whereas Good Evening New York was all at the same venue.
I do think a live album of this tour with Now and Then including on it would be great, because then you'd get an official live version of Now and Then issued,
yeah,
which could be a nice selling point, you know.
Yeah, it would be good. Well, we'll see. Who knows? They keep us guessing all the time.
You know, when he did Now and Then last night, I think he said at the end something like, "Thank you to John for writing such a beautiful song," something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in my brain, I went back to John's final, I think it was his final public performance. He didn't do a John Beatles song. He did I Saw Her Standing There. So John did a Paul song.
Yeah.
And Paul did a John song. It was just
yeah. With Elton John, you mean?
With Elton John, I think I'm right. Andy will correct us if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, he did do that. He did.
Wasn't that his final performance? I think it was.
Concert performance from a paid gig, Madison Square Garden. But he did do the Lou Grade thing in '75, where he sang "Imagine" and "Stand by Me" and "Slipping Inside," in which that footage just resurfaced again.
Okay,
but in terms of a concerted performance, Nick, you're right. It was his final concert, as it was.
He did Whatever Gets You Through the Night, and I Saw Her Standing There, and Lucy.
Yeah,
which has obviously been a hit for Elton. I'm not ignoring you, Russ. I'm just going over. I'm just skipping over because you're talking with Gimme D. So I'll just let you guys chat it out. And Dino says there must be a video for Girls' School. I'm convinced of it. I love that song so much. Well, it would be. It would seem surprising that there wasn't one. As it's supposed to be a double A-side single. Dino also says I was at Hyde Park, and it was the only time I've seen Paul open with Venus and Mars. Well, I thought that as well, but I to be honest, I can't really remember what he opened with. Maybe it wasn't at the O2. I saw him in Hammersmith Odeon in 2010 as well, and it was snow. That was in December, and it was snowing. I wasn't sure I was even going to be able to get there. Neil Finn might be a Kiwi, but Crowded House is Australian. Okay.
Hammersmith show that you went to in 2010. He opened with Magical Mystery Tour.
Okay. Ian says Crowded House Gravity Stairs is my non-Beatles album of 2024. I've got that as well, and it is very good, but it's not my non-Beatles album of the year. I'm going for the Psalm of Emily Darley by Narina Palo, which is a fantastic album. Right. Okay. Man says on the set list, and the Hofner bass, that was the bass he used on the first two Beatles albums. It would have been fun if he'd done I Saw Her Standing There on the cavern bass. Okay. I've got, it would be. Now, little question. Little question for you two. Little trivia question.
Here we
for
go.
you two. No, actually, I'll wait for Mads to come back. I'll wait.
All right.
I'll hold it. I'll hold it back. I'll hold it back. And Dino is saying, no, not speed of sound or wings at again. Oh, right. Okay. He's just complaining at the question. Matthew's saying wings at the speed of sound. Yellowman says, I think John was planning to give Nobody Told Me to Ringo. Yes, he was. Jeff is here. Dang, my time conversation was off. Okay. Russ is also here from the Philippines. Hi, Russ. Nice to have you here. Jeff says, Tone, please tell me you were at the O2 when Ringo joined Paul. Yes, we were. Yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
We were. Okay. I saw that and immediately thought of you. That will be coming in the video probably early hours of the morning. Right. Okay. I'm waiting for you to come back. Little trivia question for all of you. Which Beatles albums were not represented by a song in Paul's set last night?
With the Beatles.
With the Beatles.
Beatles is one of them.
And Beatles for Sale.
Beatles for Sale.
Yeah. We could say Yellow Submarine as well, but Paul didn't. Oh, yes, he did have a song on that. He did have a song. Yeah, so Yellow Submarine as well. He could have done All Together Now, couldn't he?
Yeah, which he's done.
Yeah. Right.
Well, he did Love Me Do, which was on Please Please Me.
Please.
Please move me. Yeah, Love Me.
Yeah, and by the way, Love Me Do. I was. Were you surprised at the crowd reaction to that when that harmonica came in? The crowd were just
yeah.
They just sang along with gusto. I didn't expect that one to be quite as well known in 2024 as it obviously is.
Yeah, I think it. I'm not. It's difficult to say. It's really hard to judge what songs. What songs are loved and what aren't so much. I was surprised how well, as I said, in spite of all the danger, how that went down.
Maybe it's had a bit of revival because it was the other side of Now and Then, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think maybe fans that have just been re-inspired because of the whole Get Back documentary series and then the single coming out Now and Then. I don't know, maybe that's it. And the Red and Blue album re-release.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it all contributes. It all contributes.
The B-side to Now and Then was going to be a instrumental version of Now and Then.
Yeah.
And then the mastering engineer said, "Don't do that. Let's do the original Love Me Do on there."
Yeah.
And they sent it to Apple or Paul, and they went for it.
It makes perfect sense.
And then
last single, perfect.
Yes,
sense.
perfect and cleaned up, and really the drums are just cooking on that remix.
Mm-hmm.
This is talking with Dino V saying Hyde Park, one of the best gigs. It was really, really good. It was really, really good. Tom says Paul should have had Ringo join him on Now and Then. I thought that as well. I did think that as well. Russ is saying midnight soon for you folks in Blighty. Almost. Thanks for doing this, Tone. No problem. I've had a blast. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's absolutely fine to talk amongst yourselves. I like it when, people on here are all nice and friendly and there's no aggro, and you go ahead and chat amongst yourselves if you want to and get to know each other. It's good stuff. Dino is here again. This is great live chat. I really need to fix as I'm gutted that I won't be seeing Paul live until whenever. Who knows?
America 2025 summer. Let's go.
He's confident.
June.
Yeah, June.
He's confident. Well, I hope it happens because I'm going to come.
Well, Nick's over here, so
yeah.
Bring it
Right,
on.
Dave says, I was not at any of the gigs, been a bit quiet. Enjoyed listening, though. I did get to the O2 a few weeks back for Neil Innes' tribute. That was a great night, and there is a Beatle link. There is Neil Innes, Ron Nasty from the Ruttles.
Yeah.
And, of course, he wrote all the songs as well.
Cheese and onions.
Cheese and Onions. What a song that is.
Oh, great.
What a song. That is a great song in its own right. Right. Okay. People guessing at what the albums were and getting it right. Right. What's he said? Yellowman says he's hardly ever played any songs from With the Beatles. He used to play All My Lovin' and did Till There Was You on the US tour in the 2000s. Yeah, he hasn't really touched With the Beatles.
No.
No, not really.
And believe it or not, I thought about this today driving in the car. How long has it been since he's played yesterday?
A while.
Yeah.
And do you think that is voice related, or do you think he's just fed up with it?
I think he's fed up with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you have minded hearing it, or you would have been like, no?
No, I wouldn't. As I say, when you're in the room, I don't think it matters. And and people that sort of that moan about his voice and stuff like that, I don't think that matters either. Because firstly, I think that his voice has greatly improved over the last couple of years, and he's doing a great job. But I think even when it wasn't that great, it doesn't matter too much because you're just in the moment and you're taking it all in, and I don't know. But no, I wouldn't have minded if he played yesterday. I mean, I've seen him do it loads of times, but even though Come On To You was better live, I'd still rather hear yesterday than Come On To You. Lee saying Merry Christmas to you.
Happy Christmas, Lee.
Matthew is getting a bit he's correcting us. Love Me Do was a double A with Now and Then, was it?
Fair enough.
Was it? Okay, we'll give
fair enough. First, well, no, I don't know. Was it? Now and Then was the single.
I thought it was an A and a B.
I did too.
I'm going to be honest. I don't remember there being a double A.
No.
On that.
I mean, in theory, can you call it a double A side? You can, because they were two. Now and Then is an A side. Love Me Do was an A side. So I know what he's saying. But in terms of that single being marketed and pushed, Now and Then was the A side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't think that you can. I mean, to me, a double A side. It's got to say A on both sides of the single, and they have to be promoting everything equally.
Right, and they did not do that with that release.
Get played. You got a video for both records,
right?
Both songs. That is a double A side.
Right, you got a cleaned up.
I don't believe that Now and Then was that.
You got a cleaned up, really punchier new version, modern remix of Love Me Do as a nice B side. So I'm gonna agree with you, Tony.
Yeah, looks like we've lost Mad. So
we lost
her internet went. Okay. Elvin says, I think he did one for South America. Oh, we're talking about the Disney concert.
Yeah.
Central America for Disney for that reason, only if not long ago. Revolver says, this is going, Wick's harmonica playing on Love Me Do was superb. I think you said that you were going on, when I saw your video last week, I think you said you were going on Wednesday. You went on Wednesday, I think, if that's right. So my friend Joe saying, evening, Beatley. Hi, Jojo. Lee says, for me, I can't wait to hear the new remix Frisbee, Real Love. They finally sound like proper Beatles recordings. Well, I hope so. They are proper Beatles recordings as they are, but they will sound better.
Yes.
Better remixed with the Mal technology. I'm not sure if that was a trick question there by saying proper Beatles recordings. They are 100% proper Beatles recordings as they are, but they will sound better if they get a remix. And the male tech is able to separate John's vocal and give it some oomph.
Yeah.
Dino says, regarding Paul's gig, something is one of those that give me tease, which is crazy. It's the only one he never wrote. What song got you most emotional, and why? Well, I'm going to say that I'm going to answer this because I said this in the video that I made. Welcome back, Mads. I said when we were here today during the main show, but during the sound check, From Me to You and Ram On got me, and I don't know why. I have no emotional connection to those songs whatsoever, and I don't know. It just did. There's just something about an old bloke with a ukulele just singing on his own, and it got to me. But From Me to You, I have no idea, but it did. Nick, what about you?
Well, I think it's Now and Then, but it suddenly took me back to when diversion here, but it took me back to when we were in the Cavern and that band was playing. And when they played In My Life, I just completely lost it.
Oh yes, I did too, my friend, that night.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, sobbing my little heart out. God.
It's my funeral song, that one. Mads?
Oh, sorry, my battery died on my laptop, so I'm probably going to have to go in a minute because I've.
You're in the kitchen now. I can see.
I'm in the kitchen. Yep, got my.
You got your. Go on, pull it over. Let people see. This is something that we got given.
Yeah.
As part of the sort of the VIP thing, a fridge magnet of Paul's. A little magnetic ticket.
There you go. Slap it right on the fridge. There you go.
Yeah. There's Andy.
So jealous. I'm so jealous. Oh, look at those.
Yeah. So emotional song. Here's the cat.
I would agree with Nick, Now and Then, for sure. Especially night 2 in Manchester, being in the second row, Golden Slumbers. A little lump in your throat at that point when you hear that, because when you think about Golden Slumbers and Carry That Weight, and he's been carrying the weight for 50 something years. So when you think about his whole life and his loss and everything, and here's a man in his 80s singing, you're going to carry that weight a long, long time. Damn, that is like, it punches you in the gut, because you realize this is a man that just singing his heart out, doing what he loves to do. Yeah. So for me, Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, anytime could do that, but to see it live in person like that, no, that was definitely for sure.
Good choice.
And not to make you too jealous, Andy, but I think on the London second night, the dueling guitars in the end was the best of the three I saw. They just really
did they?
Perfect.
They did. I've seen them do the end loads of times, and it only struck me last night after all this time, because I think it's because you're so fixated on the three of them trading guitar licks. But I'm thinking, who's playing bass? And obviously, it's Wicks is playing bass on his keyboard.
Yeah.
But all the times that I've seen him do that before, it's never even occurred to me who's playing bass.
Right. Yeah. Right, with three guitars going at it.
Yeah. Mads, your emotional song.
What, from last night?
Yeah.
I think when the whole band kicks in on something, that's a great moment.
That is a great moment. When it goes from the ukulele to the whole band coming in with the solo. Yeah, good choice. Good.
And suddenly you have all those beautiful pictures of George. Just
yes, and it opens up, and then it's like, okay, that's a great moment too.
Yeah. Right. Jeff says, I love that song, Cheese and Onion, and ouch. You're breaking my heart.
CHEESEANDONIONS. Oh no.
I've always thought in the back of my mind, cheese and onions. Russ says, yeah, June or July, MetLife Stadium, or maybe Yankee Stadium. That's what we're talking about, gigs next year.
Gigs in the still. And Russ is talking about the name of the stadium is MetLife Stadium.
Right.
And he's calling it MetLifeless Stadium because the teams that play there are absolutely trash and crap and they're not worth a nickel worth to go watch and see. And with the New York football teams that play in that stadium. So yeah, Russ, MetLifeless Stadium or maybe Yankee Stadium. Or maybe he does a smaller gig, but because I saw him in a smaller indoor arena like you guys saw him last night, where it was like I saw him in 2017 in Newark and like 17,000 people. But if he's going to come back stateside, summertime are those bigger arenas, and so it's nice going to those gigs, but we're going to have to sit close because if there's 65,000 people seaters, these places, they're gigantic, and it takes you 2 hours to get inside them and 2 hours to get out of them. And I call an amateur night when you go to one of those things because it's just 3/4 of the crowd are drunk and on their phones and not even talking and not even watching the concert.
Oh, right. Okay.
So we'll have to keep a weather eye on that for next year.
Yeah. But I'd love to go to one at MSG. I'd love to see that would be amazing. I'd love to.
He hasn't played there. He hasn't played there in nearly 20 years. 2005 was the last time he played at the Garden.
Yeah, that's a long time, isn't it? It's a long time.
Yeah.
Tom is answering the question. Yesterday it was last played in Tokyo in 2018. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yellowman says, I saw him in 2016. He played yesterday, but wouldn't it be great if he'd done it yesterday with a string quartet? Yeah. I guess it's not difficult. Well, mind you, he did it with a choir, but I guess it's quite difficult to get I suppose if he did get a string quartet, he'd use them for other songs as well, because you wouldn't hire a string quartet to do one song, would you? I think.
No.
He says that he sounded great when he played yesterday in 2016. Matthew is digging his heel in on this one. He's saying, have a look at the disc or the sleeve of Now and Then single. If anyone's got one handy,
we go get it.
Andy's going to go and get it. Right.
I must have missed this. What are you looking for on it?
We're looking to see whether Now and Then and Love Me Do was a double A side or whether it was an A and a B side. Because,
haven't we already proved on this show that they can get it wrong on the cover sometimes?
He's still banging on about Wings at the Speed of Sound.
Again!
Susan says, thanks for an excellent live chat. You are welcome, Susan, and Merry Christmas to you too. Gwen says, yes, he was there on Wednesday. I hope you had a great time. I'm sure you'll have a video up about that, which I will watch. Lee says, Free as a Bird and Real Love are going to sound breathtaking and probably the event of 2025, maybe. We'll wait and see. Phil says, we need an official sound check release, please. No, there won't be any of that. You're not allowed to take video when you go in the sound check. I don't think, unless you're Andy Nichols, obviously, and then he gets a free pass. But you're not supposed to. And otherwise they take your phone off you till the end of the if they catch you, they take your phone off you till the end of the sound check. But yeah, sound check's interesting. Hey, it's Boyan, what are you doing,
man?
What are you doing? You're supposed to be up here.
You're supposed to be in this call, man.
Right. What's he saying? Hey, Tone, won't join the call, about to sleep. Okay, mate. Okay. But just wanted to jump and say hi, and that we had a great time. See you all again soon. You too, mate. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time, as the man says.
Now, and then there is nothing on here that says it's a double A side. Nothing at all. You got a catalog number that says A and a long number, but nothing that distinguishes it to being an A and a B side on this label at all. Nothing. Oh, can you see this now? Hold on. Part of the phone.
Yeah, and I just checked Wikipedia, and it says that it was a double A side single. But,
Where does it say that on here?
but I don't know.
Where
We
did
don't have to believe Wikipedia.
You know, Wikipedia have never got anything wrong, have they?
Please. No, but I want him to clarify that for us if he's still here. You know,
if you're still around, Matthew, it's only about 10 minutes ago. So, let us know your theory, Matthew. Eddie Miles is here. Fast Eddie Miles.
Hello, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie. I'm sure Mac had dropped around a half a dozen acoustic songs in Manchester. Saw the first Paul gig in Manchester in 2024. I was worried about his voice, but it was brilliant. Okay. What do you mean he dropped around half a dozen acoustic songs? Do you mean he did them, or is that kind of drop?
I think he means he did them.
He did them. Yeah, it was quite. There's that little section, isn't there, that sort of kind of starts with "I've just seen a face" and "Here Today" and "Dance Tonight." And
did you guys get? Was it Thursday night or Wednesday night? He did "Flaming Pie" in soundcheck.
Wednesday night.
Oh.
We didn't see that, but we got Temporary Secretary, which was great. Was great, and From Me to You,
and every night.
We weren't expecting an every night.
Yeah, we didn't get any of that in Manchester. I mean, it was. Don't get me wrong, the sound check was great to see those songs, but we didn't get every night. We didn't get Temporary Secretary. For me, you got a really good sound check.
We didn't get Women and Wives, which I'm not that fussed about. But it's not one of my favourites. But I would have liked to have seen him do it because I've never seen him do it. So I would have liked to have seen that, but he didn't do that one. I'll send you a clip.
I'll send you the clip of something that I quickly held up and put down.
Yeah.
In fact, the MVP was like nudging me, saying, "You're gonna get your phone taken away. Don't do this." And I'm like, I just got to do it for a couple seconds and I'll put it away. Sorry, Macca.
And Ramon was the other one.
Yeah, you got that too.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh.
I think that he did Ramon at Hyde Park as well. So
he's done that before.
I think I've seen him do it before, but that is a great deep cut. More of that, Paul. More of that.
Yes.
All right, Yellow Man is off. Thanks very much for your contributions to the live chat. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Dino is still cranking them out. What one thing Beatles and solo do you all want released next year?
Nick?
I want Press to Play Archive Edition. I know I'm not going to get it, but I want it. And I guess Rubber Solo, and any of the Beatles records that haven't been remixed.
Yeah. Mads?
London Town. And Beatles. Yeah, I'd like to see them if they do the cleanup of Free as a Bird and Real Love. That would be nice.
Yeah. I think there's definitely something happening anthology-wise.
Blu-ray anthology, cleaned up Free as a Bird and Real Love. Yeah. I mean, aside from Rubber Soul, which would be great, but revamped anthology, Blu-ray, and all that.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, that's the Beatles. And Beatles.
You know what? I'm not. I would take any archive collection. I don't mind which one it is. If I had to pick one, it would be between Back to the Egg and Press to Play. Not that I think that Back to the Egg is a better album than London Town. I don't. I think London Town is a better album, but I think there is more extra material to come with Back
There
to the
is.
Deck than there is with London Town. So I would take either of those.
Hey,
and I don't care. Beatles, Rubber Soul would be my first choice, but I really don't. If they do, please me. I don't mind.
of course not. Did
No.
you get yourself a tour book?
Oh,
Nick?
I did. Where is it? Is it here? Yes. It is
Nice section in there again about the archive series.
Yes, I've finally got my hand on a tour book.
There you go.
And yeah, very nice, beautiful. It is. It is beautiful. It is the best what's for sale catalogue I've ever seen in my life. what you can buy on Paul McCartney. Normally, if you get a sales catalogue, they're normally free, but you have to pay 25 quid for one from Paul. But I'm very pleased to have.
You didn't get any of these.
Finally.
Did you get any of these?
I didn't. Mrs. Beatley Tone said that we don't need them. Apparently, we've got enough Beatles coasters already. So I didn't get them.
Damn.
So that's Dino's question done. We are nearly at the end now. Jeff says, I don't like the look of that new Apple label. It looks off compared to the Apple of the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, it is different.
It's darker.
It is different, yeah. Lee says, do you think one reason Now and Then was so embraced was because of the impeccable sound quality that the first two Lennon demos maybe lacked? Well, I think that, as far as it was only really John's vocal that lacked a bit of clarity in those singles. There was nothing wrong musically with them, as far as the guitars and the keyboards and the drums and all that sort of thing. I just think that we were just ready. We were just ready for a new Beatles song, and there was one left to do, so why not do it? And I'm glad that they did.
Yeah.
What does everyone else think?
The sound quality. I mean, you heard the television in the background and stuff, and I think the technology, it was time, and it was time. It was nearly 30 years later. The song had been done already in the can for a while, and I think the technology definitely did help it. Peter Jackson and using the mouse stuff definitely enhanced it for sure. And if it had not, because that was a real crackly old thing, to quote the man. It was not good. And I didn't mind him chopping out that middle section of the original demo, that whole I don't want to lose you section, which a lot of people felt that Paul shouldn't have taken that out. I liked that editorial decision to cut that.
Yeah.
Makes the song, it's a little too maudlin if you leave that in there. And then Paul made it a little more poppier and rockier in the middle bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was all right with that cut as well.
I think the video really helped it be embraced.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that helped as well. What do you reckon, Mads?
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I think the technology, I think the video that went with it. I think those two together helped, spark the imagination, get people thinking, and just, that's what I think.
And a lot of people probably that have never bought Beatles record or streamed a Beatles record or bought a record. Yeah. Neil is off to bed. Thanks for joining us, Neil. Thank you. Morton's just arrived. And Tom says, thanks for great conversation tonight. Wishing everyone a very Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas to you too, Tom. Thank you for being here. Eddie wants the anthology extended and remastered. Dino wants Press to Play archive, an anthology extended Blu-ray.
Looks like press to play.
Matthew is giving us his reasons for it being a double A side, as it's a double A on Discogs as well as Wikipedia. Well, where did they get it from then? That's what we need to know. Matthew also wants an off the ground archive collection, a remix box set of the first 6 Beatles albums. Okay. Dino says, with the COVID pandemic, all of us questioning our fragility, existence, and losing loved ones now and then hit human emotions and hearts. Good point, Dino. And Russ.
Well said.
Russ says, thanks, Tone. Nice to meet your sister. I have tons of Tone questions, but for another day. Thanks again. You are welcome, Russ. You are always welcome, mate, and we will chat ongoing. I think that is it for tonight. We've still got about 60 people on after all this time, which is quite incredible. We've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I think that is probably about it. So thank you, everyone, for joining. Andy, do you want to let us know what's going on Two Legs? What's coming up on Two Legs?
Well, Sunday I'll be live in my usual spot there at 11:30 Eastern time, which is about 4:30 in the UK, for about an hour and a half or so, maybe two, on Sunday morning here in America. My usual spot. Going to recap the Manchester stuff, meeting up with you guys and recapping all that great stuff that we've talked about that you can see in Tone's excellent video recapping the Liverpool journey. But that'll be there. In terms of another episode, it's getting kind of close now to try to get one before Christmas. So honestly, we're in a little bit of a low right now with our schedules and holidays. So we might try to crank one out before the end of the year, but definitely we'll probably have like a year-end review type show on Two Legs dropping before the end of the year. And then we'll start fresh in 2025 with a bunch of new topics and lots of books to review and authors. Luca again, and obviously McCartney Legacy and John Blaney. So that's going to kind of kick off the year for us on Two Legs with new shows for January.
So lots to come on Two Legs. Guys, please hit the like button here, and please go and check out Two Legs and give them a sub, because it is the best Paul McCartney podcast on YouTube. Please go over there and sign up for Two Legs. You will not be disappointed. I think that I'm not going to be watching your live thing on Sunday live, because it's Kim's.
You've got plans, you said, right?
It's her Christmas concert. She's in a choir, and it's her Christmas concert, so I'll be that. But I will definitely be watching on catch up. I want to thank Mads, my sister, for being on. I want to thank Nick Syra for everything in the whole world. My very good friend of 2 years, lovely bloke, and it's been great spending time with you, Nick, while you've been over here. I'll probably message you a few times before you go home, but we'll catch up. And everyone that's been on the live stream, thank you for joining us for this. It's been an absolute blast. I love you. I've just seen what Dino's put. P.S. How do I unsubscribe?
Oh God, bugger off.
So thank you everyone that's been on the live stream, and whether you've actually contributed with comments or you've just been watching in the background. Appreciate you all being here. I wish everyone a very happy Christmas, and we'll see you all very soon. Bye everyone.
Bye. Ta-da.
Happy Christmas, everyone.
Indeed.